Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer, and today I'm going to be sharing my update, my weigh-in for being on a Mounjaro for the last 11 weeks. So I just did my 2-month update video. I was excited to share the differences that I've noticed and things like that. So now we're moving on. I'm still on 5 milligrams right now. I'm going to share what's been going on this week. It's definitely been pretty busy. I'm excited to get back to being active and having more time to show up for myself, be more healthy, and get back into the focus of things, because I kind of I got off track a little bit, and I need to get back on. So I'm excited for that, and thank you so much for being here. It is Thursday, and I'm realizing that I haven't done any kind of update for the week. It's all been pretty hectic. I think it's coming to a close. Things are kind of calming down and getting figured out a little bit, so that's good. But something I wanted to talk about, I just noticed maybe this past week or so, is, you know, when you shower and you're doing your conditioner and things like that, and you know, hair comes out, and especially if you have long hair. I've had long hair for a very long time, and the longer it is, usually just you shed. And I'm used to shedding, and there's a certain amount that I'm used to, but I'm noticing more. So maybe instead of like 5 strands coming out when I wash my hair and do conditioner and things like that, I'm noticing maybe double that, maybe like 10 strands. I'm not counting it, but it's definitely a noticeable change. And I have seen that there's, would you call it hair loss, or I would call it hair loss, I guess, and or hair thinning maybe. And I'm kind of curious if you have noticed that yourself, if you're on Mounjaro or a GLP-1, if you're getting any of that hair thinning or hair loss. Right now I'm not too concerned about it. I'm gonna see what I can do to maybe combat it if that is something that's happening, but right now it's not too concerning yet. But I'm kind of curious what your experience is, if you have any, and let me know. I'm very curious about that. But I'm excited for this coming week because I'm actually going to be able to get some activity in and kind of get back on track with what I was doing previously. But even though I'm not doing activity, I'm still keeping track of staying with my calorie deficit and tracking on the Lose-It app. I haven't been as good with the Lose-It app just because I've been so busy. I'll eat really quick and then I'll forget to track it. But I'm getting back into the motion of what I was doing before, so I'm excited about that. Holy smokes, today it is Saturday and we just did some grocery shopping. The feels like temperature is literally 105. That's crazy. I mean, I want to do outdoor stuff, but I'm kind of glad we're literally just doing indoor shopping things and kind of darting around different places. Our AC, you could tell the AC in the car is just working its hardest to try and make things a little bit cooler. But I got some really good, healthy stuff to prepare for this week. I feel like this past week I didn't have time to really make anything of substance. I'm gonna show you. I had a really nice dinner with my dad after we visited my family member, and we had Italian, and I haven't had anything like pasta or anything like that very heavy. I only ate a little bit, but before the dinner I had bread. And one thing I've noticed is if I'm trying to eat healthier or better for myself, I notice that carbs really just stay. Like if I'm trying to lose weight, I feel like carbs really don't help me usually. So anyways, I got vegetable lasagna, and it was really big. I did not finish my portion since it was so large, and then I ended up eating it a lot throughout the week, and that was like my main meal. So I'm not sure if that's that combined with just not doing any activity and having lots of pasta during the week just so I could finish my meal. I feel like that just made me feel kind of blah, and I feel it. So I'm excited for this next week because I have all my goodies, my healthy goodies. Maybe I'll show a little bit of what I got. But yeah, I'm ready for a nice fresh week. Some watermelons on sale, buy one get one. And some grapes so I can have as snacks. I really love having these hard-boiled eggs, the cooked ones, and I know you can boil your own eggs and it's not too bad, but I always find it's like such a hassle to get the shells off and everything, and it just takes a while. And then I'm trying this. This looked like it was new. It didn't look too bad. I like to look at the carbs. Let's see if this is a good snack. These look pretty good too. The carbs are pretty low for what it is. Total sugar is 1 gram and protein 20 grams. And I've been wanting to try this. I don't think I've ever tried a pure protein bar, although my mom really likes them. So I also really love getting the rotisserie chickens for the week. I really like Sprouts rotisserie chickens. I feel like our Publix sometimes has kind of burnt looking ones, but this one doesn't look too bad. The Mardi Gras one is my favorite, but the lemon pepper sounds good. And then these odds and ends for like omelets and sandwiches that I have during the week. And this is gonna be for some smoothies that I'm gonna make. I love having spinach in my smoothies. So if anybody's looking for a dairy-free yogurt that's really good, I really like this So Delicious dairy-free. And the unflavored one, I think it's the coconut or unflavored, I really don't like. I think it's kind of nasty, but the vanilla is so good. Their vanilla flavoring is really nice. But here's some of the info. Good morning. It is Sunday, and to me this is early, waking up early. All right, so last week, July 27th, I weighed in at 266.9, and then this week I weighed in at 268.7. So that's a gain of 1.8 pounds. Now, I kind of talked about this yesterday after we did some grocery shopping, and I wonder if when you weigh in, do you weigh in midweek and kind of check up on yourself, or do you literally just only look on the weekend? Because I know that for some people, checking multiple times, it can make things more complicated or hard, or you just get in your head too much. But I find it helpful just to, I guess, check in and see what's going on. Midweek, I did do that, so I kind of knew what to expect. I was kind of staying the same. Within a journey like this, any kind of health journey or anything like that, there is going to be, it's not going to be a linear down perfect thing. So I was expecting this at some point. And I also want to say that it's more frustrating when you don't know why you went up for whatever reason. I mean, I don't think 1.8 pounds it's not the end of the world at all. I think it's more frustrating when you don't know why. I do know why, and I have things to improve on for this next week. But like I said, when I was after doing grocery shopping, it's kind of exciting to get everything refreshed, get back into the zone. And I do have a plan, and that also involves me getting it up this morning. So that's why I'm kind of morning Jenny right now. The plan is I've got a lot to do today. It's going to be part of starting the week off right. I want to finally get a workout in. It's been 2 weeks. It's going to be nice to have some time to be able to show up for myself. And that's going to be the theme this next week, is going to be showing up for myself, because it feels good if it's for a reason like this, to do something better or fit something in that I need. And I do need that. I need and want to be active. So it'll be nice either way, and it'll be worth it. So I'm excited for some healthier foods this week. I'm going to do some meal prep so that I have good food. Even if we get busy again during the week, I'll have good food that's prepared. Okay, if I go now, it's not too bad. Feels like 93. I like to go by the feels like temperature, because that really gives you an idea of what to expect. But it's 84 degrees right now at 9 a.m. and the feels like temperature is 93, which isn't too bad, I guess. You're in a warmer climate when you think that 93 doesn't sound too bad. But yeah, actually, you know what? I haven't been able to bike in a while, so I'm gonna get my butt going. All right, anyways, I will catch up with you later. There are so many iguanas out today, but what's cool about going out in the morning is there's so many birds, and I like birds. So I just finished my bike this morning, and I'm debating doing an indoor workout, but I feel kind of drained physically, but I think that's a really good start. So I was out biking. It says 28 minutes, but a neighbor stopped me. I stopped for water, so maybe a few minutes less than that, but still pretty good, 28. And man, it was really starting to get hot. So that heat advisory was very true. It's 10:26, the advisories for 11, and it really started to heat up and just beam down really pretty bad. So I don't know, being outside for a long time right now is just not, but it was really nice getting out there, seeing some birds and nature and just getting some fresh air and some time to listen to music and kind of just enjoy being outside for a little bit and doing something good for myself. Feels good. I'm gonna wash up, do my injection, have some food, and drink more water. All right, so I am ready to take my shot. I already did my workout for the morning, and I just had some breakfast, and I'm all washed up and everything for the day. And I wanted to know, I think more people know about this, but last week I did my injection right here in the back of my arm, and oh my gosh, did it sting so bad. I mean, it only lasts for, it's such a quick thing that it's not so bad, but obviously it's unpleasant and I would like to not have it sting. It just feels like if you've ever been stung by a bee, it's just like this quick thing. And what I wanted to do this week was, I'm not going to do my arm, I'm actually going to do my stomach. And I've had less, the only instances that I've had my injection sites hurt was in my thigh the week before the last one, and then this past week where my arm, in the back of my arm, I think those were the two times when it like really, really hurt. I've been thawing out my injection, and we'll see if that helps. I've heard that waiting helps, and it's not cold anymore, so we should be good. So again, I'm on 5 milligrams now. I have 2 more, and this is my second box of 5 milligrams. So I'm gonna do my injection in my stomach this week. I think this is probably my favorite injection site. Do you have a favorite injection site for when you actually end up doing your shot? I noticed this past week I was more hungry and I had injected into the back of my arm, and I felt less food suppression, I feel, but it's hard to say that that's because I injected into the back of my arm. I think I would have to note that more, but I did notice that from the last week, so who knows really. But I think my favorite place to inject is in my stomach, so I kind of move it around all the time. But I'm just curious what yours is, if you have one. So you know what's funny, I don't know, I can't take this shot without, like, I already know how to do the injection and the site, but I always read, this is like my 11th week doing this, or I was off of the shot for 2 weeks, but anyways, to not get technical or anything, I've been doing this for a little bit. It's not my first time, but I still feel like I need to read it and be sure that I don't know that I'm doing, I don't know, is anybody else just still doing that? But okay. I literally do not feel anything when it's in my stomach. and it went in. It for sure went in. Isn't that crazy? That's just so weird. I literally didn't feel anything when it goes into my stomach. So there's that. The plan for next week is getting my activity in, and if I can't do my activity in the afternoon, I need to make time in the morning before anything. And then I want to focus back on doing my low carb diet, and sticking with the things that I know work for me and make me feel good. I know that the lipodema really makes it hard with having carbs and things like that, and I think that does really it really affects if you have lipodema and you also experience this. I think you know what I mean when I say, like, if I have carbs, it really affects how I feel, and maybe even lipodema symptoms and things like that. So those are the things that I want to focus on. And then also drinking water. I don't know what's up with it right now. The past few days or so, I haven't been peeing a lot. So I think I need to drink more and really just stay hydrated, and yeah, that's the plan. So I'm excited for this next week. Let me know if you have a plan, or if you have a week where you gain or even stay the same or anything like that. And if you know there's something that you can improve, do you go back and kind of look at that and see that as an opportunity for the next week? Have you experienced a stall or a gain where you can't explain it? I think that I think it was 1.8, right, is not a huge deal or anything like that, but I do think it's helpful to look back at what you did for the week, and that's why it's good to track things, but to kind of look back and see what you can edit, because it is frustrating if you don't know. But till next time, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate hearing from you, and thank you so much for being here. I will catch up with you guys next week. All right, bye.